Get started.
Yep, good.
Can we have roll call
Bob Corbus,
here?
Kay Mikely here, Sean Dryer,
Here.
Lou Ennisser,
Here.
Ralph Kendall,
Here.
Dee Monroe. Here. All present and accounted for.
Okay. Let's see here. The meeting minutes from May 13th. We can get approval on those?
I'd
Any
say
comment?
we approve the minutes on the 13th, yeah.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any audience comments? No?
Jill?
Okay, follow up on Greenbrier operating permit.
Okay, I sent in request number 11. Never thought it was going to last this long, really. And information I got still doesn't seem to be final. I got a lot of documents, but two of them in particular. One dated May 11th says, groundwater sampling information for well number 1 indicates IOC concentrations are high for sulfate, chloride, and total dissolved solids, and they were in exceedance of Class 1 groundwater quality standards. And then on the 23rd, there is another memo. It says, this is going to Greenbrier. An operating permit has been issued for this new water system. That's the 23rd of May. Please update and add monitoring scheduling. Send a sample demand to resample both wells. The water quality for each well is not indicative of the aquifer. Perhaps the sample data was mislabeled, so I'm not sure what that means. First, they send something that says, okay, we've issued you a permit, and then 2 weeks later, it says, you know what, I don't think your results are any good, so send them again. So I'm gonna do one more.
Okay.
And that'll be 12, that'll be a year's worth, that seems like enough. And I'm gonna, whether they're done or not, I'm gonna wrap it up and let you know what's going on.
Okay.
Certainly looks finished up there, so I
Yeah,
mean, I know there's people moving in.
I just don't understand how it works. Here's a permit, oh yeah, by the way,
Fix it.
you exceed the parameters of,
So it's not like you get the actual readings?
no, and actually what I've been getting is, I did get them, but I don't know whether they're any good, because I was gonna bring them with me and publish them or type them out and bring them to everyone, but this says they might be resubmitting them. That's why I thought I'd wait another month. This says, please it says, send a sample demand to resample both wells for all C1 parameters. The water quality for each well is not indicative of the aquifer. Perhaps the sample data was mislabeled. So that tells me that the information that I have with the readings for the quality
Yeah.
may not be good, because they're asking for a resample.
Well, it says that the readings aren't indicative of the aquifer.
Right.
So how would they know what the aquifer should be? And if,
Well, I'm sure they have data on the aquifer from other deep wells, and, you know, you got a deep well right here on Elmhurst and Camp McDonald, you got one at the golf course. I'm sure you probably have some in Wheeling. I'm guessing that shares all the same aquifer, because it's it's not a shallow aquifer like our wells tie into.
because what provokes me to think, what is so different about it? How much different is the water that they sent in?
I don't know.
So is there a reading? I mean, parts per million readings?
Yes, I have those.
Yeah.
But I have them all, actually, and I put them out in a table. But I didn't bring them because I thought there might be a change. So I'm gonna wait, and like I said, I'm gonna go one more, number 12, request. I'll see what happens. If they don't wrap it up, then I will.
Well, what I would be curious to know is what should the readings be for the aquifer versus?
Oh, I have that.
Oh, you have that?
Yeah, and that's a table I did.
Yeah.
I did the name of the, whatever it was, the contaminant, then their reading, then what the maximum water allowable reading should be.
Okay.
And I have all that. but I didn't bring it because I thought it might
Do you
change based
recall
on this.
anything that you observed?
No, I didn't see anything in there that was over the maximum allowable, but
Oh, okay.
there were some maximum allowables I could not find. Because they didn't give, on the chart that they gave me, they just gave the readings. They didn't give the maximum allowables. I had to go look those up.
I see.
So some readings they didn't have and and they didn't have any maximum allowables, and I could not find them all.
So relative to what the expectations are, it wasn't,
I didn't see anything that was out of,
okay. I
out
got it.
out of the ordinary, but I'm gonna go one more time, like I said, and then see what happens. Because
Okay.
it seems like a year's worth of FOIA should be enough, don't you?
Yeah, probably.
Nothing to like.
And it will probably have after a year's worth of FOIAs, we'll probably not have any more information than we have almost. But we keep trying, so.
They really haven't been cooperative though, huh?
They have been cooperative, but it's just that, well, the last, this number 11, that, what they sent me for the FOIA was 87 pages, I think. And then the one before that was 120 pages or something like that. So you have to go through all this stuff, and it doesn't come in chronological order, and it's difficult to go through. So, again, one more time, if I don't get anything back from them, I will bring copies of the results and the standards with me at the next meeting.
All right, Lou, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so planning for the block party. What do we have on that?
Well, we have the letter that we got, the email that I got from Christina Ferraro yesterday, which basically says that we do not have a reservation at the block party.
Yeah, it looks like she sent it to the wrong person.
Well,
Peggy
she
Lee.
sent it to Peggy Lee, and now this might have been when Peggy Lee was still here, I don't know. But she never heard anything back, and she didn't realize that she didn't hear anything back until yesterday, apparently. I think we can still get in, but we have to fill out there's a participation application. I brought a copy with me. She emailed me one. We need to fill it out, name of organization, contact person, that kind of stuff. Maybe we can, I don't know if we can do it here while we're together, and then I can fill it out and send it in online.
Okay. Now,
You have a copy of that?
yeah, I did make a copy
Okay.
too, Lou, thank you. Who were we discussing that was going to be there for us before we found out that nobody filled out the form?
I don't know that we had tied it down yet.
We hadn't tied it down?
I don't think so. Last year, we set it up in hour blocks, and then people just volunteered times, and we tried to have at least 2 people there for each hour, if I remember correctly. And it goes from 4 to 10:30, though I don't know that we need to be there. Somebody will need to be there probably at 3 to set up, depending on what we're doing. I don't know if we're gonna have to hang around until 10:30, though. You can kind of play that by ear, depending on the crowd.
Okay. So we didn't actually have anybody that had volunteered from our group to be there?
I don't think so. Not formally, I don't think. Anyone recall?
I don't think we did.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay, so then I guess it comes down to, do you think we're gonna have people to be able to be there?
Well, depending on what we're going to do, I mean, I certainly can be there for an hour or 2.
I'm out of town, otherwise I'd be there.
I'm in for the duration,
You're what?
in for the entire time. That's what I did last year.
So you are gonna be there the whole time?
I'll be there from 3 to 8. That's when we closed up last year. It was
Yeah,
8
I see.
o'clock is when we broke down, and Paul and I took everything down and put it in my car and
I'll go 3 to
went
5.
home.
Okay.
Did that seem like 8 o'clock a good time to wrap up?
Yeah, as I said,
All right.
I don't think.
It
10:30.
did, you know, it was getting
Sun's starting to
quiet,
go down,
and
yeah.
pretty much people that were coming by were really coming in to take a listen to the bands.
Right.
Not really much
Lou, what time?
traffic.
I'll do 3 to 5, or 3 to 6, depending on who else is going to volunteer. That puts 2 people there at least from 3 to 5.
Now, do we have something to distribute?
Well, I think that's another section that we need to talk about.
If you don't mind me adding, I had gone to my colleagues, we printed out 100 8-page hydro activity books,
Oh, you did get that done.
folded, stapled,
Nice.
and I should be picking them up this week and bringing them home. There's a place called Webstront, and for 100 packs of 4-color crayons, we can get them for $34.28. That's going to include a $25.29 2-day delivery, because I didn't know whether we were going to be able to get them in any other place. So I know that this is a source that we can purchase these crayons. They come in red, blue, yellow, and green. And we can receive them in 2 days. So if it's a go, I'll place the order on Monday, I'll put it on my credit card, and we'll have the crayons and the hydro activity book.
So the $35 includes the shipping
The $35 includes the shipping
for how many?
for 100 packs of 4-color crayons. They're the same kind of crayons that kids get at the restaurants,
Okay. It's too bad.
unless somebody wants to go walk around and look.
How much?
$35 and,
For how many?
$34.28, 100 packs of 4 colors. Otherwise, it's $8.99, but that's ground shipping. And I don't think it'll be here in time. And
How many do you think we would need? I think the dollar store has them for $1 a pack, which would be more than this, of course, but
so if anybody wants to go $1 a pack
I think that's what
for
they,
4 colors?
I think that's, you know, you don't really look at it, but you just kind of pass by.
Yeah.
But that's also a possibility.
Well, okay, so you're getting 100, it's basically 35 cents a pack.
That's much cheaper.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. And we'd probably be using them again for
Right.
distribution again later, you think?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure. You know, you figure if a person comes by with 2 kids,
yeah.
you know, and I only have 100 activity books, we only have 100 activity books to hand out anyways. I mean,
Well, I think it's worth doing. I mean, $35 for 100 packs, and you've already got the books.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the
you know.
books, that didn't cost us anything, and that would have been a hit to the budget.
Yeah. No, I probably think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
I think you should have something to
Yeah.
pass out.
Yeah, I would agree,
I
yeah.
really do.
What about the information that we talked about setting up the water testing as something to bridge over to the forum?
Yeah.
I put together something, it's a little wordy. It was, actually, we talked about a combination thing. One is to try to set up some vendors to get discounts on water testing and have them come to the forum to do explanations and consult with people who had the testing done. And the other one was by passing something out there, we would also get people's email addresses so that
Right.
we could add them to the list. I put together something and I sent it to everybody, I think. But it's a little wordy. I wasn't sure how to, you know, we have to let people know some basic information of what we're doing. And I had put this together as a handout. It's still a little wordy. I don't know whether people are going to read the whole thing, but, and I'm certainly open to any kind of revisions to this to try to streamline it a little bit, but this is just a start. I thought we should maybe restate our purpose, and then go into a little bit about why we were handing this out.
Well, I don't think anybody knows who we are or what we do.
I don't know if they do either, so this will help maybe that, depending on if we get, it, if we can get some names and phone numbers and emails, that will help us also. The other thing is, before we even do that, though, we have to decide whether we're going to actually try to solicit reduced pricing from water testing companies in order to follow through on that. And if we're not gonna do that, then it's
Right.
kind of a waste here, so.
Okay, I kind of remember, do we have a list of the companies? I mean, from the last meeting, I'm trying to recall.
No, I don't think we went that far.
I know Dee did a lot of work on the water testing, right? Dee did.
I took care of my own water testing, yeah, and we have quite a good list of water testing facilities. I'm still thinking the state of Illinois is the best bet with the most, what do they call that? Inexpensive or
Yeah, but I think they give us
Value.
discounts.
discount. You know what?
I think what the plan was here was to go ahead and send this out with the idea that sometime between now and maybe September, we would find these people, and that's why we're asking for name, telephone, and email. So when we get 2 or 3 vendors who are interested in giving discounts, we could contact those people and say, here's the 3 vendors we found, and they're gonna discount it, and then they're gonna be at the block party in December, the forum in December, and they're going to interpret your results. But that gave us 3 months.
Right.
We figured we'd do it. We didn't wanna do it now and then have to wait 6 months before they got any kind of feedback from the person who was testing them.
And it gives us time to find the
And
vendors.
then it gives us 3 months by September, say, to find the vendors, and then it's only 3 months then between, or maybe 2 months by the time they get the results back, between that and the forum. And then it's still it's more current.
I don't think it
2 of
hurts.
the major suppliers of water testing is Suburban Labs, and last year they said that they will not
No volume discounts?
discount. McHenry wouldn't talk to us.
So maybe,
So that's why I'm pushing for the Illinois State Survey,
Okay.
water people.
well, maybe
They're
we should just
reasonable.
not even do this.
You know, that, I think that there's value in what you've got going on here.
Well, we're trying to, maybe there's another way to get people's, we still want to get, don't you still want to get information from people so that you can send them updates on water testing and anything we find out?
That's why I'm finding the value.
So maybe
and
we just need to leave the primary purpose alone, and then just change that little paragraph in between that
Right.
says.
We'd love to keep you up to date on what we're doing. and-
Right, yeah, keep it simple
More
like
general.
that. Mhm.
How about if we ask them, say that, we're gonna have a conversation with these people who come by and stop by the table at the block party, assuming we have space at the block party. Why don't we just ask them? We had a forum last year. I don't know whether you attended or not. We're planning on having one again this year. What would you like to see there? Would you like more information on, I wrote up my 3 questions. Would you like more information about the pros and cons when buying and selling in a semi-rural area? Perhaps we can get a local realtor. This way we're not going
You're
outside
talking
our
about
Prospect Heights.
speakers or participants for the
Right.
forum itself?
Because, we keep waffling on the dates of the forum, and we're going out to professional people and saying, we'd like you to come to our forum, and it makes us look like idiots.
Well,
that
I
we don't
think you
even
can,
know.
no, I think it's beyond our control. I mean, we have a venue that is very nice, but who can't commit to us right now until September.
That's not these people that do this for a living's problem, that's us. And it
Well,
looks
it's not
like-
even us. I mean, unless we want to pay for it, we have a couple choices here. We can either wait until September until they say yes or no. We can set it up as a paying customer, And if no one shows up, maybe we can get it for free, but if somebody wants that date and they get bumped because of us, then we have to pay for it.
Right,
Now we're talking, I don't know, $200 or $300.
$200 or $300.
Maybe,
seems to
maybe
be-
more. I got some numbers from her, but I don't have them with me right here. I actually brought that up to her, and she didn't want to do that, because she didn't like charging another public entity, since the Park District is obviously a public entity. So, but if we
Well,
want to
maybe
be
we can
sure,
get it at a discounted rate.
huh?
Maybe we can get it at a discounted rate.
Well, if we want to be sure, if you want to pick a date and say, this is the date that we're going to have, no matter what, we're going to have to pay for it. We're going to have to at least offer to pay for it. If that's what we want to do. I think I brought that up last time or the time before with some pricing.
I think if you
How
have,
did we handle that the last time? I mean,
Last time, we
We
didn't
did
have
it
time
on
to
the
think about
seat
it,
of
because
our
it
Did it
pants.
about 4 weeks
was
before.
2 or 3 weeks before, right?
We were already inside September, so by then, it was easy just to pick a date.
I mean, you can only use the grassroots effort and just starting up and, for so long before people start to think you don't know what you're doing.
Well, if we feel that it's that important that we have to have a firm date.
I
six-
think so.
6 months ahead.
We're
then-
talking-
Then I will, if everyone's okay with it, and I'll double check the cost, we should just reserve it.
Where would that pull money?
Some of these speakers are traveling, they're traveling from Southern Illinois or Michigan.
Right, but are they gonna, if they know in September that whether they're coming or what date it is that gonna screw them
Well,
up?
they need to have someone in place because they're traveling already with other speaking engagements.
So 3 months is not enough lead time? I'm
I can
asking.
ask them. I can see where they're, how they feel about that. What date are we thinking of right now? What-
December 5th, I think it was?
December 2nd.
December 2nd?
December 2nd, is that what it is?
I've got
Oh,
notes
yeah.
on here for 11.
Yeah, 12.
December 2nd.
12/2 was the 11/4 was the first date, but then you weren't going to be around.
I wouldn't be.
So
here
we
on
changed it to 12/2. So it'll be the second of, Saturday, December 2nd.
It says,
So it's going to be that date, period. Is that date, but we just don't know which venue.
Well, it's not going to be that date. If somebody comes in to the Park District and says, I'll pay for that room on December 2nd for my wedding rehearsal, then the Park District is going to take that. And again, the only way we can really reserve it is to say we're going to pay for it.
You think it's a couple $100?
I don't recall right offhand. I had it written down at some point, but,
So if we're in my opinion, if we're wavering as to where we're going to have it, what's the date going to be, then I think we should, instead of going to outside people that are going to charge us to travel here, I think we should stay in-house. Go with a professional realtor that represents the Prospect Heights area, ask them if they'd like to come in and talk about pros and cons of buying and selling in rural areas. I think in regards to the water systems, the people that we had coming in last year, we had 5 or 6 exhibitors that service the Prospect Heights area and surrounding areas. They were more than happy to come in. I don't know whether they made any kind of connects with the people that had come to the forum, if anybody worked with them, but certainly it was a good value to the people that came by. More involved with the safety of the water. I saw something that came in from a fella that I was copied on, Mel Whitehouse. I don't know whether you guys had gotten that. I don't know where he comes from. I see that
Oh,
he
yeah,
had
I
a
saw that too.
DC address. He was.
but he said
sending
something
notes.
about, I've heard the city is going to privatize their water. I don't know where that came from.
He got it, according to his letter, it was out of the Daily Herald, that we were talking about privatizing our sewer
Sewer.
system, but he also had pages after that and the attachments talking about water privatization. The guy was from,
But the sewer privatization is what it was. They took it out of private hands and brought it into the city, so it's actually the opposite.
They
influence.
thought about selling that now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about selling the sanitary now to another private company?
Yeah, to, Illinois Water.
Oh, geez.
It's
They bought it from,
Food and Water Watch, that's the organization that they're from. I don't know if it has anything to do with,
Well, let me do this. I will, because I told the vendors I'd get back to them in June with the date.
I need her name.
When would we know
Jill
for sure
Moscow.
whether or not we have banquet hall?
I was told September.
So September?
Yes, I don't know what, I can't tell you what day in September. She just said,
Okay.
I'll know in September.
Well, this is what I'll do. I'll tell them this is the date we're targeting, but we won't know until September if our venue space is confirmed. If this doesn't meet your requirements, let me know now.
That's perfect, I think that's
Then we
good.
would know whether they can wait till September for an affirmative. If they can't, then we can start looking at other.
Well, or our next meeting is in July. Let's say they come back and say, no, that we have to know now. Would July be enough time to hold them for September, or for December? Because I think then, at that point, we can decide at our next meeting. If that's the case, if they say no at our next,
It's September that you will know whether or not we have.
no, but what I'm saying is, if they say, if you call them up and say, no, we need to know, September's too late, then we come back at our next meeting and you tell us that, and we decide whether we're going to pay for it and hold December or not. Is that,
Is this a specific group or person you're trying to get in touch with, or are you talking in general?
I contacted 4 or 5 of them. A few of them were ones that we already had from last year. But like the Illinois Water Survey people, those are the ones that I really have to key in because they have to choose a speaker and get it on their schedule. But I told them I would contact them in June, so I would like to send them something.
well, why don't we send them something and say that we will know for sure after our next meeting, right? Because if you talk to them and they say, I have to know now,
Okay.
Do we have two tentative dates right now we're looking at?
no.
With-
No,
December
because,
2nd.
December 2nd is the only one, because I think you're not gonna be here for the.
Oh, because I had a note here for 11/18 at one time, that date came up. But
Well,
I think
the-
that's because it's too close to Thanksgiving, is that?
That, and the further we push back into the golf season, the more likely we are to have that room be taken. You know, because there's not much going on in December,
No.
but
no.
there are banquets and things still going on in October, and outings, and that's what they use that room for. So my suggestion was, ask them if they can wait till July. If they say no, then we'll have to tell them that, no, right?
But
Unless we
this-
But if they say, yeah, I can wait until July, we can come back at our next meeting and decide whether we're going to pay $300 to $600 to the Park District to reserve that room, to keep it, so there's no question of having that day, or we're not going to use them and we're gonna stay local. Is that reasonable? Then we don't have to decide right now. And they may say, you know what, September's fine, and in which case, it's taken care of.
But we also had the alternative of Gary Marava, December 2nd.
We do.
Right.
But that's about, well,
So it's smaller,
it's
yeah.
much smaller. But we could make it work if we had to. I mean, if
You
If
know,
we wanted to be able to
you've been
lock
in
the
there.
date in.
Have you been in there?
Yeah,
It's really small.
and if we were going to have the exhibitors come and set up the way they did last year,
Yeah, it's
people
not-
would be falling all over
Yeah.
themselves. And considering last year was, in my
The first
opinion,
year.
such a success, and people did come, hopefully the word got out.
I think
and
you're right. I think you'll see more people this
I
year.
would really like to have, I mean, place is everything, location, location, location.
That
And
was
not
a
that
great
the
venue.
Other places crummy,
No,
it's just that this
small.
is magnificent.
So again, ask them if they can wait till July. If they say yes,
September, actually.
well, ask them if they can wait till September, yes. If they say no, ask them if they can wait till July, and if they say no or yes, then we'll decide at our July meeting what we're gonna do.
Do they require some kind of deposit this early for them to show up, or is that something?
No, we weren't talking about deposit. One of the speakers we did say that we would help pay for travel expenses. Some of them said that that was waived, others said no, that
So you're looking at multiple people at the moment to consider for
And paying
December 2nd?
mileage.
4 or 5 vendors, but 2 of them in particular, one will be coming from Southern Illinois. And
So if you asked them to reserve December 2nd and then September we found out that we couldn't have it, would it be a penalty to cancel?
Well, that's what I will find out when I communicate with them.
Okay, yeah, then I think what Lou is saying makes perfect sense. Just cover all those aspects, you know. Tell them that we have a tentative date of December 2nd. Would you be able to reserve it and confirm it in September? Or what is your protocol, and are there any penalties? And I think that would cover all the issues that we're concerned about.
Then we can decide at our next meeting what to do depending on their response.
Depending on the feedback, you may find 2 or 3 of the people say, that's fine, there won't be a problem, let us know in September, and then the other 2 might be very firm, well, then that answers our questions. So then we know who our pool is for December 2nd. Okay. Getting back, you know, we went past we probably got to approve the $35 for the crayons, we didn't approve that a minute ago. So, do I have any more input on getting the crayons to go with the coloring books?
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Get a second on that to approve
I'll
that?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so,
I will order the crayons on Monday.
Yeah.
By Wednesday.
yeah, that sounds like a good deal, and then, you know, if they're not distributed, we can always carry them over for another time, just, you know,
Along with our golf pencils.
yeah.
All right, so are we gonna do anything with this? Change it, not use it? What do you wanna do?
Let's get back.
It'd be nice to reiterate our purpose
Here it is.
somewhere.
I have a copy here, I just put it at the bottom of these other papers, there we go, thank you. Okay, let's see.
And whether we change the middle, I think we should probably change the middle, because it doesn't look like we're gonna do what we said.
Yeah, as far as we hope, you know.
So is this even worth handing out?
I do
I mean, I
think
don't
it's
have a
worth
problem.
trying to gather some data.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
whether that's you're there talking and say, hey, can we grab your name and email to keep you in posted, and then you just have a clipboard and you're taking down things, or if you actually are handing,
And
you
having
know,
somebody tear off the bottom half.
right.
I mean,
It's
maybe
either
we
verbally or physically. I
We'll
don't know.
change that
We-
middle paragraph to just,
rework that.
we're interested in,
Keeping the
in
community.
keeping you up to date on what we're doing. If you're interested in getting more information as it comes available, please fill out the bottom. Why don't I do that?
And
something
the 3
simple.
questions, you know what, as a person who,
The what?
the 3 questions, can't we ask our people, the residents, our neighbors, what they'd like to see at the forum? I think we would get a better response than.
Do you want to make that part of this?
Yeah, I think that's the reason I want to hand that to them, is because I want to know what they want.
So do you already have something like this put together?
I have 3 questions.
But I mean, do you have it in a,
No.
Can,
No.
maybe you email
You
those
want-
to Lou
I
and then Lou
can
can update
email
that.
them to you. Sure.
yeah, and I'll put them in, I'll fit them in here. I'll get rid of that paragraph that's in there. I'll put in the 3 questions. And along with, if you're interested in being updated, please fill out the bottom portion of this document.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah,
If you're
okay.
willing, if you're interested in information
Right.
regarding these topics, we're available. We're also looking for people who want to participate on one of our 2 committees.
Okay, participation, good.
It's better than nothing. I mean, I think we need to have something.
And I'll go,
Here's
how
for
many,
your kid, here's for you.
How many-
Everybody reads today.
They're gonna go, where are my
many,
crayons?
I can just make copies of
I'll
this
get
at
you
home.
a-
That's no big deal. So what do you think, 100?
That's,
It's
I mean,
probably
that's
more
what,
than enough.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And I will bring those,
And, you know, it might
With
not,
me.
you know, I know it might not hurt, but if you can put the water committee like link or something on there.
oh, the website?
The website information.
Sure.
If that's possible, to just
I will do that.
so that they have.
Well, I'll
in
give them,
front of them.
we're asking them to give us information about them. For us to contact them, we make sure we give them information on how to contact us.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, yeah, you want, you know, unfortunately, people don't.
What's your home number?
What is it, 847-555?
1212, right.
000.
Okay,
I will try to make the form between Form 6.
The block party?
Block party, I'm sorry.
Awesome.
And I'll be there between 3 and 5.
And I will have to defer to find out what my schedule is that day because I don't have it with me.
I'm going to be there with the Natural Resources Commission, and last year we were next to each other.
Yeah.
So if we're next to each other again, I can help cover.
6 to 8.
That's
6 to 8?
6 to 8, no, it seems to be the whole. Yeah.
awesome.
That's right, you're out of town.
Good, we can do what we did last year.
Yes.
Borrow your fan.
All right, anyone else? We've got 3 to 5 and you're doing, we got 4 to 6, 4 to 6, 3 to 5, and 3 to 8, right?
Yep.
So we need 2 people we need another person from 6 to 8 if possible.
Well, like Jill said, that if there's a way we can get a spot next to the natural
I
resources.
don't know, I don't remember how that was set up.
Remember, we walked in the door and we grabbed a table
And we
and we
set it
went
up.
to the natural resources and we sat.
They had things up on the wall, remember?
Yeah.
They
okay,
had, the water committee, the natural resources, they had places already set up.
Well, maybe
And I
we
think we
can.
just squeezed, they didn't have anything for us, I think we just squeezed in there someplace,
Oh, okay.
if I recall.
Well, put it on the form that you'd like to be next to us because you're sharing resources.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
do that.
Then Lou, do you want to be the contact person or D?
For what?
Well, it says we need to put a contact person.
Oh,
for the
application.
event.
Yeah, hold on one second here. I'm going to ask for space. Now, what about the tent?
Well, I was just gonna say, Sandy Stricker is
Yeah, I
part of
thought
the.
didn't
sub-
she offer?
Yeah, she did, so I'll reconfirm, that'll be, I'll get in touch with, I'll let you guys know.
Okay,
Do you
natural.
think somebody from one of your subcommittee might want to participate at the table?
I'll ask.
See if you can get a 6 to 8.
Elaine, I'll send an email out. I don't want to put you on the spot. I'll send an email out and
Yeah,
see.
why don't you do
In,
that?
in a similar fashion of, hey, 3 to 8, if you can make some, that'd be great. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, do you want me to be the contact then?
Yeah, I
To
think,
the Park District?
yeah, it might as
Okay.
well. I mean, you're definitely going to be there.
Okay, name of
And I
contact
think
person.
D does a lot of
name,
other stuff too. I don't want to just throw it
Phone
at D.
number is me, email is me, name of
Okay, yeah, that makes
organization,
sense.
water committee, organization address. I'll just give the city, right? City Hall would be the address. Um, Website, we'll put in. Internet, do we have an internet? Yeah, we have an internet presence through the city website, right? But no Facebook or Twitter? Do we have Facebook and Twitter?
Not for the water.
Okay, I'll just put no. What items, if any, will be distributed? That would be what, a informational newsletter or something like that plus, right?
As kind of a side track here, what are the rules behind a water committee Facebook page or something like that? Does that have to be ran through the city?
Any communication like that will need to be with the city.
Because that's the way to connect with the community.
And what we do, Patrick Colvin, our digital technician expert, handles all our social media. So if there's something that this committee or any other commission or board wants to get out, if you get that to us, we will get that information out. And anything usually that's in the e-news or on our website, Patrick mirrors that on Facebook and Twitter.
So the Prospect Heights only has one page, City of Prospect Heights, and then everything goes through that, as opposed to a water committee and a natural resources
Could be
commission.
for a website, or you mean for the social?
Sorry, for Facebook, and Facebook
For
specifically.
Facebook, yeah,
It's
well,
just one.
This department has a Facebook page because they kind of use it in a different way, but then we also are connected to their page, we're linked, but we have our own Facebook page as well,
The City of Prospect Heights.
City of Prospect Heights.
Do you-
And anything that, like I said, any information that we push out there through any other media goes through that.
Is the water committee available through that though, or not?
If the water committee has a message they want to
Something
get
to-
out.
Oh, okay, all right.
Similar to like,
We have to actually
with
post something.
Ann resigning.
Right.
We put information on there on
Okay.
Facebook. We put
All right.
that on e-news. We put it on, so that's how we get that information out.
Do you, would there ever be an opportunity to have a water committee page as a subset of?
Facebook page?
Facebook page.
We can look into it. I'm not familiar with that happening, but I mean, we can look into see if the possibility of it.
Okay.
I would prefer the smaller step of you using our page first, and our media first. And I only say that because you guys are under the umbrella of the city council.
Right.
So there has to be some level of, I don't want to say regulation.
Supervision.
But of oversight.
For sure.
Because, especially with social media, when it's out there, it's out there. So if someone were to go above and beyond what this committee wanted them to do, or what the council wanted them to do, it just would create an issue.
Yeah, right.
So, but we can definitely get your information out through our Facebook, and we can try to see about moving into that
Space.
that direction of having maybe a more autonomous social media presence.
Do you know how many followers the page has?
We can find out from Patrick.
Be
Patrick,
curious.
like I said, he's the guru with all that. He does all
Okay.
that, so.
Okay.
I can get that information to you actually right after the meeting.
Yeah, sorry to, on a side note, but curious.
So one of the questions is, what items, if any, will be distributed outside or printed, outside of printed literature at the event? Really, nothing, right?
Just the crayons and coloring books and,
This,
That's printed literature though, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Right.
And what, a demonstration or activity, we're not gonna do anything?
no juggling, you got any guys juggling?
No juggling or?
jugglers,
And I
right.
didn't
Okay, so-
get hydro blown up to
Oh,
my
yeah, right,
size.
right.
So really none for each, right?
Probably not, no.
Okay, that's it, that's all I need.
Easy.
This Prospect Heights Annual Drinking Water Quality Report, is that something that we can have the city print out and deliver at the block party?
It's also on our website, but, yes.
Maybe if I have just, I don't know, 25 and say, hey, go to the website if you're interested and you don't want to carry around, a packet?
Well, here I have a thought, instead of printing all this stuff, you can ask people if they'd like a copy
Oh.
sent to them and get their email.
Good idea.
You can have a couple copies here, maybe laminate a copy so it doesn't get all torn up or whatever would be appropriate, or put it in a little folder with a plastic thing like you have in a notebook.
These are from you.
And then you can hand them one of Lou's documents here, the one that's got a purpose, and then, you can put on their water report or whatever the person wants, and then we've got their email.
No, it's,
Yeah,
Okay.
good idea.
it's simple.
So I think that would make a little more sense than printing too much, but you can certainly have a few copies, and then have them handy and
Yeah.
say, we've got a report, if you'd like to see the details, we'd be happy to send it to you. How about filling this out, or just have a board there, a name, address,
Check.
email
Yeah,
board.
Yeah,
So that would make it simpler.
yeah, that's a great idea. Peter, can we have that blue tablecloth again? Thank you.
Do we have something identifying us? Or is that the blue tablecloth you're talking
Blue
about?
tablecloth.
And we're hoping
Does
that,
it say City of Prospect Heights, or does it say Water
It says
Committee?
Prospect Heights.
and I know he's not here today, but are we gonna have the running water display?
I haven't talked to Paul.
Paul?
How, that was my question, is how are we identifying that we're the Water Committee table? You, Water Committee table, right here, come on, get your Water Committee.
I'll look like a big drip, how's that?
He had a strobe light,
I'll dress in a drip costume.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, does Paul's say water committee on there, or?
That was,
I thought it did.
Yeah.
we were trying to get a
He needed
water
electric,
committee
right?
to match the Prospect Heights. I had no luck through the Hersey, graphic design area.
Wasn't he looking for electric? Was that the?
No, I think that got
problem?
approved, though. He said
Oh,
there
did it?
was there. I think it's there. I think it's ready. So can somebody, whoever has this info, could we try to confirm that he's going to be bringing that?
Sure.
Are we going to, is one table gonna be enough if he's gonna put that on it? These are what, 6-foot tables?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to
'Cause
be.
you're gonna be standing
Not
up
gonna have
and,
much stuff
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
You know, it's- Okay, so Paul, someone's gonna check with
who's gonna
Paul.
contact Paul?
I'll
Do you,
call
D?
Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll contact Sandy for the tent.
And Peter's going to bring us the tablecloth. Thank you.
And it looks like we're all set, people-wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lou, you're
much
going
as-
to talk about putting us next to natural resources.
I'm going to, yeah, I'll put that right on the, application that I send back to the Park District.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
The next topic, it says water forum, but we kind of touched on that prior with, on some of the topics anyway, as far as guests. Is there anything else we want to discuss in water forum right now?
I do.
Yes, Steve?
I still think it's important that we have some sort of giveaway at these. And I think we've discussed that was kind of a faux pas, that we didn't want to do that. But I'm thinking that at the water forum, if we can have some sort of check-in, grab a raffle ticket, put your name in the bucket or whatnot, maybe put your name in the bucket, and we have a drawing at the end of the forum for, we've got all this money, let's give it back to the residents, you know, for a water testing kit or a couple of water testing kits, or whatever we've got to do to help out. That's a nice draw.
And again, I think it's name and email, drop it in the bucket.
Yeah, that's.
Name,
that's-
email, phone number, drop it in the bucket.
That may go along with our
And we
request
just
for
create this
information.
database, so when there's something we want to get out there, we have this boom, click, and an email.
I think that's great, and I really do think that having some sort of, deluxe water testing kit through, whether it's Illinois Water Survey, which would be nice because it is a state agency, or something.
To give
To
away
give
at the
away.
forum. Okay.
And who knows, that word may get out, and we may get, I don't know. I just think we need to give some sort of prize or something.
I think it's a good idea, as long as people are dropping info, gathering information to do it, and it'll be fun. But did we shut that down? Maybe I missed that.
I thought.
Maybe we
did
shut the bridging down, but
Yes,
from,
we shut the
but I
bridging
think the
down.
day of, yeah, the way to gather info is name, email, phone number, drop in a bucket to raffle off whatever.
Yeah,
I don't think there's, what,
You want it-
$50, $100?
You want to incorporate that into
maybe more than that.
that letter? Or is that too?
No, I don't think so. I
That's too
don't,
much?
no, I think if they're gonna show, they'll be surprised that it's a free raffle, I don't know that the actual prize needs to be debated today, but, it's 6 months, but,
Yeah, that's something I don't think is unreasonable to have one giveaway. Because I was looking for a postcard I got the other day in the mail.
I bet you, was it this one?
The one with yeah, that's the one I was looking for. I left it at
I
home.
thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's probably, makes sense, because the Park District is doing a survey.
Yeah, I
giving
filled that
a
out
Target
yesterday.
Gift card. Huh?
I didn't see
I
that. What
filled
is
that
that?
out
Did
yesterday.
you pass that down? What is
Yeah,
that?
sure. These were sent out. I got one of
They're
those.
they're looking for input on their master plan, the Park District.
Okay, gotcha,
And they direct them to their website, which is another neat
right, smart.
thing.
So that, my thinking wasn't so much with the forum on that as far as the gift giveaway, but my thinking was more in terms of if we're going to do a survey again to get current information, mailing to the residents, that would be a good incentive.
Yeah, I like this.
So that's something that certainly makes sense. Any new business, or we got something else for the forum, or, okay. Any new business reports from the subcommittees? Do we have anybody no reports?
I do want to say that we sent out an email through the subcommittee in regards to the private well class for well owners that's going to have a webinar on June 22nd. It's called Well Care 101. Might be something nice that we could put on our website or link to the social media. There's also on June 26th, through the private well class and environmental health professionals online workshop. It's 4 hours. It's for well assessment and outreach to well owners. They also receive a 4 CE, so is that a continuing education unit, to attend that webinar by signing up with the private well class. So we put that out there. I think that's pretty much all that the subcommittee, well water improvement subcommittee has.
Yeah, we were, on our end, we were unable to get together in a timely fashion to discuss a few things, so no formal updates on our end.
Okay. Prospect Heights Community Day?
Did anyone go or attend?
Somebody was going to attend, I thought.
I was not able to.
I was there with the Natural Resources Commission the entire time.
A lot of kids, what was the environment like?
The majority of it was families with children, and each table, each entity that was represented, you had postcards. So that's what attracted people to your table, because the kids were collecting the postcards, and if they took them to the firehouse, they got a prize.
Oh.
I don't know what the prize was, but the Lions were doing the pancake breakfast in the fire department, and then we were set up. There was St. Alphonsus, there was the library, the park district, us, the K-9 unit with the police. Those were the ones that I saw. So, I mean, it was good exposure, lightly attended, but good exposure.
Was it children oriented?
I would say not really,
No?
except for if you consider pancake breakfast.
Okay.
In your opinion, do you think it's worthwhile, would it be worthwhile for us?
Especially since it was such a lovely day, it was good exposure.
Okay.
So maybe put
And
it
what,
on a next.
I think that's a for sure thing we should put on the agenda for next year. Is there any cost to that? I don't think so,
I don't
right?
remember any.
Yeah, I think that,
And I think that's run by the Park District also, is it not? No, it isn't?
It's done through Marcia Chandreas, works with the police department,
Okay.
and they put it together. It's a joint police, fire department, they host it. And it's like, touch a truck, they do tours of the facilities and stuff like that.
Okay.
is there any cost for people to come there or no?
No, just a pancake.
Just the pancake? Yeah, I
And
think
it's
we should be
early
there.
too, it's like 9 to noon or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's like 3 hours.
So let's make sure we front run that at some point.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, all right, so that's something that we can probably discuss in the fall or later
Sure.
on.
Yeah, agreed.
Any progress on the Northwest Water Committee,
I was able to contact
or
them.
Water Commission, sorry.
I was able to contact them, and they did not meet in June, or they do not meet in June. And their next meeting is Wednesday, July 12th at 9 a.m. And we're going to,
Yeah.
Ralph and I are planning on attending. If anybody else wants to go, fine, but we are going to go for sure.
Okay. So Ralph and Lou are going to attend that?
Right, and then we'll bring back some information at our next meeting.
Okay. We've kind of already taken care of the block party, which is on the new business, unless there's something else to add? No?
This is not on the agenda, but it is kind of new business. Did anyone else receive a copy of a second water survey submittal? I don't know why I got this.
It was done online and it's sent to the water committee website
Actually,
or
I did get
email
that.
address, which are all on now.
So this is.
Yeah, I did get that, I did get that.
So this is the only one that's been done online? Because I don't remember ever getting one.
This one, it was just, if you got it, it was just done.
Oh, okay.
That's new.
Someone went online, found it, and did it.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought it was spam.
I got one too.
You know,
Okay.
I did see that, but I didn't print it out.
Here.
I did get that as well, yeah.
I didn't open it because it was it wasn't identifiable.
I just wondered why all of a sudden I was getting it, that's all. That
You're
was my-
Well, it
Very
was only the
bold.
one
Like
though,
this
right? It was
one?
just the one?
No, it's like
No.
one community
What is
member.
that?
I have no idea.
At the direction of the committee, I was directed to leave the survey up on the website, so it's on your
I think
webpage,
that's good.
so that if someone, wanted to fill it out, if you notice, I don't think there's any personal information on there, so there's no way to get in contact with that individual.
There's a
Where's
name.
an
of it.
address?
So, is there an address on there?
There's a name for sure.
So, well, I mean, we could hunt the person down, I guess, but,
Parade.
so what happened was, when that came out, and they submit that online, it gets sent automatically through email to the Water Committee email address.
Okay.
watercommittee@prospect-heights.org.
And that ultimately goes
What
to us.
has recently changed is since Ann's resignation, I had to go back through and change the people that are on it, I had to pull Ann off, and I just put you all on.
Okay,
So when
That's what
someone,
happened.
when someone now, unless I get direction otherwise, now when someone emails the Water Committee through watercommittee@prospect-heights, prospect-heights.org, you'll all receive it.
okay.
I think
So-
that's smart.
That's
You
the
guys,
difference. It used to
like
go
I
to
said,
Ann,
I
now it goes
just,
to everyone.
that was me just trying to make it easy for everybody, but if there's a different direction you want me to go into, I can
No,
do that
that's
as
fine.
well.
No, I think it's fine, yeah.
I think so too. I wasn't sure why I was all of a sudden getting them, but now I understand. Oh, Ann.
But mine didn't come from any identifiable source.
Well, there's
Mine
the
didn't
email
come-
address up.
the water committee email was in there. Yeah.
From no reply at civicplus.com.
Yeah, but in the very top right, it says Basalu at.
Yeah, that's me.
Baldwin.
It says, and it said to,
Two water
I
Well,
didn't
that's
recognize
what
your
I-
address, sorry, Lou.
I saw.
can you repeat that and spell that?
It does say to water committee,
Yeah.
But
but
I
it doesn't
mean,
really
with-
say who it's from.
Hacking and all that other stuff, I get stuff from AT&T
Oh, yeah.
telling me they're closing down my mail because I have too much in there.
Right.
And it's from .edu, somebody or another.
Yeah,
So I
that's
thought
kind
it
of
was
common
a,
scam on all the emails, yeah.
yeah, so I thought this was a scam too. So I never opened or printed.
Yeah.
Okay, any other topics or discussion? So for our next meeting, we're looking at what date?
July 15th. I will be on a family vacation that
Be
weekend.
out of town.
And out of town next week's for work, so just so you guys know, I'm not on vacation every month.
So July 18th or something like that?
15th is the third Saturday.
And that's when we'll have a pretty decent idea of how the speakers feel about
Yes, we will.
holding off until
We'll have,
September.
we'll have some feedback on the Northwest Water Commission
Right,
from our
Right,
meeting.
from the 12th.
We'll have some feedback from the block party.
right.
That'd be good. That'd be a good meeting.
And I guess that's about it, right?
And exhibitors
Plus
and
whatever happens in
speakers.
between.
What was the date? July,
By 15.
July
15th,
15th.
1/5.
July 15th?
July 15th, that's the third Saturday.
Okay.
Are we going to put together something for some form of a survey or mailing? That's something that had come up in the past meetings. One of the reasons we have our budget is to do some outreach and reviews. Are we going to work on putting something together? That may be something we can discuss next meeting.
I'd say definitely discussion.
Would there be a value to getting some
I
updated
think so.
information?
I think-
Maybe,
Go ahead.
maybe we can combine it with, for lack of a better word, hyping up the water forum. I don't know, at some point, maybe in September, like, it's a, hey, water forum, and then survey, right? If we're gonna do one mailing, let's,
Well, that would be a nice thing to just
Maximize it.
update everyone on what we're doing, where we're at in the process.
Yeah.
You know, we're planning a water forum. we're looking for more input from people, here's our goals, you know, whatever we want to do on there, I think we kind of reiterate our whole purpose maybe.
Okay, well, then, maybe that's something we can all kind of put together an outline of things that, a wish list of what we want to incorporate so that we can start putting something together, because there's going to be an issue of, getting it produced, reviewed, approved, and then processed and out, in the mail.
Yeah, maybe a mailing, we'd probably be looking August, September mailing out?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the September month would be good.
Yeah.
Well,
As a preview.
If we have to wait until September to get an exact date for the
True,
forum, maybe
true.
that, we wait until that, and then we can send out a real date.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, we can have it prepped and ready to go and
Oh,
just
yeah,
insert
and
the
just-
dates.
right,
Yeah, that would be
exactly.
kind of good, so maybe,
I like that.
all right. Okay, anything else at this time? Otherwise, we move for adjournment. Then I have a second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Oh.